What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Direct Your Life, Sis. Welcome to episode 3, where I have my very first guest. She is a beautiful, phenomenal singer and violinist. She's been a violinist for 23 years. If that ain't discipline, I don't know what is. She just graduated with her bachelor's in ministry leadership, and she's been leading worship since 2015. She's also a wonderful mother to a lovely 10-year-old girl. This is Tiffany Price.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me. It's
Yes.
an honor. It is.
So today's conversation, you guys, we are going to be talking about some vulnerable topics. We're going to be talking about some uncomfortable topics, but God has told us somebody out there needs to hear this message. I reached out to Tiffany a couple weeks ago and I was like, talking to God first. I was like, God, you know who would be good on my show? This girl from church, Tiffany, you know her. You've done some amazing things in her life. Let me build up the courage to ask her to come on this new podcast where I'm talking about a whole bunch of mess. And she said yes. So we are getting to know one another just as much as y'all getting to know us. It's going to be a great conversation.
I feel it. It's coming. Yes.
All right. So let's get into it. Okay. So, Tiffany, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
Yes.
I feel empowered. I do. I woke up with a grateful heart.
Yes.
So that's all I could ask for.
Right.
Just let the day flow.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling encouraged. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. I mean, just since this year started, I just feel like God is doing so much in my life, and he's got me out of some dark stuff. So
yes.
I'm just happy
Yeah.
to be here today and to have this conversation with you.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking about love,
Yes.
different facets of love, and we got some stories to tell, some journeys to unpack and reflect on, because we know that it's Valentine's season and people have different opinions about Valentine's Day.
Definitely.
People experience it differently.
Definitely.
So with this conversation, I really am hoping to encourage people that Valentine's is not always about romantic love. Valentine's can be love for yourself. Valentine's Day can be love for your parents, you know, whoever it may be. Love is love. And with this podcast, I just want to use this platform as a space for positivity, a space for sharing testimonies. And that is what we're doing here today.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes. So earlier when we were talking, you were saying how you feel encouraged to help others.
Yes.
And I was going to ask you, what is it that gives you that drive to help others?
Well, since I was about 18, I waitressed. Yeah, I waitressed for some years. And as the years went by, you know, it became more elevated in a sense of stewardship. And so when I realized how selfless I had to be to even just serve, you know what I mean? Especially when you got this one table that come in and they're like, oh, let me get some ketchup. Can I get some hot sauce? You know, and you're like,
waitress, that takes a different type of patience, right?
But, you know, it takes patience. It does. I just learned so much about people. And as I kept going, you know, some people really showed their appreciation. You know what I mean? And that makes a difference when that one person is like, oh, we thank you so much. Your service is incredible. You know,
makes you feel seen.
Right. When we come back, we're gonna request you. Yeah. You know, and it's like, okay, cool. I mean, I think that was the foundation of what made me have the heart to serve.
Okay.
You know, serve, help, lead.
Yes.
All those fall under the umbrella of helping people.
Yeah. Was that in your teen years, or at what point in your life was it?
I started serving when I was 18, but then when I was about 19, I started serving on a cruise ship. Yes. This one was different because we were called singing servers.
Okay.
So it was a Spirit Norfolk. I don't know if y'all shout at Spirit Norfolk. Okay. It burned down.
Oh no.
So sad.
Right. Oh.
I know, but this was a couple of years ago.
She said it burned down.
Yeah.
Burned it to the ground.
Yes, but that's where I really started to learn how to multitask, I guess. one minute you're serving drinks, picking up plates and things, and flipping cruises. Next thing you got, you're putting down your tray, putting on your sequenced vest.
Oh my god!
To go put on a show,
to
sing. Right, to sing. And so you really had to have your own dynamic.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm tired.
No,
this
seriously.
is so fun. Just having fun and being able to be yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so important with any job.
It is.
It is.
That is important. And it's important to work somewhere where you feel like you can be yourself. So it sounds like you felt that way there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's dope. So, but you were really young. Do you feel like you kind of found yourself while you were there? And how long were you doing that job? That's an interesting job.
I worked there for about 2 years. Then I went to airline school in Washington State. Shout out to the International Air and Hospitality Academy in Vancouver, Washington.
Vancouver, Washington. We out here.
Yes.
Listen, share the pod with those people that you know from there.
I will.
This episode is going to go big. I know it is. I just got a feeling in my heart.
I went to school, the trade school, in 2013 from like March to July.
Okay.
So it was a 20-week program.
All right.
And so one day I was, I was on the Spirit of Norfolk at night, but during the day I was a housekeeper.
Okay.
At a hotel.
Lord?
Yeah. And so.
You've seen a lot.
Right. So one day I'm cleaning this room and I'm like, man.
These people.
How can people be
so yucky? Yes. So you were on the cruise ship, you were serving food and drinks.
Yes.
And singing.
Yes.
But then whenever you all were, I'm assuming when you were ported in Washington,
Norfolk, Virginia. This is when I was still in Virginia.
Okay, you were at a hotel too during the day.
Yes.
Wow, girl.
I was raised to work.
Period.
Yeah.
Tell me how you did grow up.
Yeah. So I grew up in a household with 4 girls.
Okay.
I'm the youngest of 4.
Twin.
Yes, I'm a twin. Shout out to Tiffany Price.
Hello.
I love you.
She's so beautiful.
Yes, she is. Then I have an older sister. Her name is Dominique. She lives in California. Wonderful mom. Has 4 boys.
That takes a lot of patience too.
Right. Pioneer of the family.
She's strong. She's strong.
Yes. And then my other sister, Latoya, she lives in Virginia. Phenomenal nurse. Book smart.
Yes.
I mean, she's a go-getter. Yes. And I think I just pull a little aspect from each one of them. Yeah. And so the way we grew up, we grew up in the household all together and stuff. And Dominique was the oldest. And, she was like the second mom because my mom, she worked. My mom worked.
Yeah. Has your mom always been a nurse your whole life?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, nurses, they put in that work.
Yes, ma'am. And I remember her studying. I remember her coming home still having to cook dinner and going to study.
Oh my gosh. I know your mom is married now. Was she single? What was the dynamic when you all were still young? Ooh, is that okay?
No, let's get into it.
Okay. And don't tell too much of your mama's business.
No, not at all. My mom was, she did the best she could. And that's all you can ask for. Right. Because when we grow up, we learn that our parents aren't perfect. You know what I mean?
Hello?
But at the same time, the things that they poured into us throughout our years, at that time, we don't notice.
No.
The impact it's going to have.
Right.
Until we're actually experiencing
life.
Life. Mm-hmm. And it's time to pull on those.
Yeah. Those things that your parents thought they told us. Right. In you, definitely.
Exactly. But I have my biological father, my mom was married to him until I was about 11.
Okay.
Yeah. He was just, I don't know. My mom was consistent. My mom was present.
Yeah.
And my biological father, he always had his own agendas.
Okay.
I say that.
Yeah.
And, by the time they separated, I didn't see too much of him. So seldomly I saw him. And the last time I saw him, my daughter was 1.
Okay.
About to turn 1. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yes. But he's actually in prison now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are so many things, in my life that I've seen, and I don't know if I've suppressed or if I've just, I don't know.
You probably have suppressed it. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. And I can attest to that too. So I grew up mostly 2-parent household. I had 2 brothers who I grew up with most of my childhood. And then when I was like 12, my youngest brother was born. So total 4 of us. But growing up, it was just the 3 of us, my older brother and my younger brother. girl, we was a hot mess. I was always the good one.
Yeah.
Y'all know.
Level-headed.
Yes.
Right.
But being the only girl too.
Yeah.
And spoiled, definitely. But my brothers, Lord, we would be fighting. We would fight and scream at each other and then hug each other all in the next minute. It's just
My mom would make us hug.
see, 4 girls
Yeah.
that's a lot, and really 5 girls because your mama too. That's a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of estrogen.
Yeah. So when I met my stepdad, I was 14.
Okay.
So I was like, dang, this dude ain't gonna be able to handle all this. When I tell you, he surprised me. That man is my hero.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. That's why, like, I love the stories of blended families because you never know the impact that you're having on that child. And
right.
Oh Lord, this is gonna lead us into the relationship talk a little bit, but like just to step into that role of parenting somebody else's child is really a beautiful thing when people are able to do it and they're committed to do it and they have an impact on that person's life. I want to know, around that time in your life, what was your relationship with love? What did you think love was?
Honey. Well, by that time, I had already witnessed the betrayal that my biological dad had put my mom through.
Right.
You know, there's so many different instances, where we were exposed to stuff.
Right.
And then I had a crush.
Okay.
On the same guy for years.
Okay.
Yeah, never liked me.
What age is this? What age is this?
It started in 7th grade, I think. Yeah.
Very relatable. Very relatable.
Yeah, 7th grade. I just want his cup of tea. And I think honestly that taught me that I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was instilled in me at a young age.
Okay.
So, I remember asking my mom this. I was like, Mom, why don't boys talk to me like they talk to the other girls? My sisters. But Tiffany, because you're special.
I'm glad she had a good response.
She did. She was like, you're special. She put her hand on my face and she was like, it's almost like she was trying to tell me I was set apart.
Yes.
You know what I mean? No offense to, the others. You know what I mean? At that time, I didn't understand that.
Right.
I was like, dang, was something wrong with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, when I tell you what was that, middle school?
Yeah.
I used to think that, oh my gosh, I was so insecure. And me being taller didn't help at all either. I had a crush on this guy. And that's the worst part. Like, boys would pick fun at you, flirt, be your friend, all types of stuff. Then how come in elementary school, I think I wrote somebody, do you want to go out with me? Yes or no? Bold, real bold. He read that in front of all of our friends when we was at recess. And he said, no, why? I don't even mess with you like that. So why would blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dang, you didn't have to put me out there like that.
Girl, listen. They are bold.
It was just so embarrassing. And then I've always had natural hair. I've never had a relaxer. Yeah. So in middle school, I would wear my hair like in different curls. And my mom, she was trying out, I don't know if you know what these are, curl formers. They take a hook and you put the curl. It's a crazy spiral curl.
You mean like flexi rods?
They're like flexi rods, but they're different from flexi rods because you take a hook and you crochet your hair into it, and then it's like a big roller, and it's supposed to give you spiral curls. So I did that on my natural hair. It was in its natural state. I go to school the next day, and this little boy, Q, Quinshawn Wright. Put your name out there,
Mr. Wright.
He says he's singing a song behind me while I was actually walking to orchestra. And he says, them curls make me want to hurl. Burst out into crying. I was so sad. I was like, this guy was like one of my friends. Like, I considered him my friend. He was like real jokey. But like, why would you make that little song up?
That is terrible.
That like shot down all of my confidence. And my mama had told me, oh, your hair's cute, blah, blah, blah. My mom would always instill me like good things about my appearance, but then I would go to school and everybody would be telling me the opposite.
Right. Like, yes, exactly. My mom be talking me up in the mirror. By the time I get to school, I feel like I'm the ugly little beetle walking down the hallway.
Terrible. So your relationship with love, you were content with not being everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, it hurt.
It definitely hurt.
And it really hurt. Let me tell you what happened in 10th grade year. Gosh, man, brace yourself.
Oh no.
So I had a crush on this guy, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. That was Kevin. So I would go to I would go to the hall or walk past so he could see me every morning. He would sing. He posted up with his voice, and so I would walk by just so he could see
all this
me.
glorious.
Right.
Hello.
And so it went on for about months. But on this one particular day, he said, "Come here for a second." He walked me down we had like a side hallway that connected another hallway, but he cornered me. In the lockers.
Okay.
It was like a corner. And he was like, "Let me tell you something. I don't like you. I don't like you like that. You don't have to keep coming down the hall to see me every day. You don't have to, try to get me to notice you. I don't like you like that." Yeah, so this was the morning. This was the morning.
You couldn't have waited until freaking
Girl,
the end of the school day?
girl.
You had to get through the whole rest of the day with that on your heart?
Listen. So then I went to the homeroom and I had this friend named Ebony. God rest her soul. Anybody from the branch remembers Ebony. She was a beautiful person. She was tough and she loved her some Tiffany. And I got in the class and I was crying. She was like, "Who am I beating up today? Who upset you?" And I told her, she was like, "Girl, he ain't even worth it.
He ain't worth the damn."
For him to even go that far to
Right.
pull you aside, she was talking me up. For the next 6 months, the rest of the school year, I took a different route in my classes.
Okay.
That's how big our school was.
Okay.
So by the time spring break came, he thought I had moved.
Oh wow. Dang.
So here he come calling the house phone.
Your house phone? Yes. After telling you he don't like you and just get over it.
It just goes to show, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's fine with me.
That's good. That's a good lesson.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you had a girlfriend that could boost you up in that moment.
Oh yeah.
And I did too. That same day when Quinshawn was making fun of my hair, my friend Taylor, because she had been through some things too, and she was like, "Anaya, you are beautiful. Who is he? He is nobody." And you don't need to be thinking that way, because honestly, it put me in a dark spot. I was already 7th grade and going through all those hormones, and
they don't get it.
They don't get it. And the self-worth that you feel whenever you're a preteen is really scary. It is. It's sad. It's sad. And then for kids to be so mean like that. And that was high school.
Yeah. 10th grade.
Immature. So what did he say when he called the house?
"I thought you had moved." I was like, "Oh yeah?
What does it matter to you?
Right.
Since you don't like me.
Right.
What did I do to you for you to not even like me? You can't even. Was y'all not friends? Y'all weren't friends either? Or like, you didn't even get friend zoned?
We were friends, but he was a smart dude. He was.
Okay.
He was a smart guy.
At least he was smart.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, this girl like me."
Okay, hold up now. I want to ask. So you have a twin.
Yeah.
Y'all always go to the same school?
Mm-hmm.
So around this time, was there any, I'm just curious because I love the idea of twindom, but did y'all have like similar situations happening at like the same time at all? Like when it comes to having crushes on guys or your own like self-confidence?
I feel like Brittany was always confident. You know what I mean? Brittany is her own leader. You know what I mean? She don't need,
she don't need no outside validation. She don't need no pack.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
Right. And so I never really talked to her about boys because it was always
it wasn't her problem.
It wasn't her problem. It was always the same stuff.
So you had different experiences.
Yeah, we did.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, well, you did have some memorable crushes. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah. It's crazy because how we remember stuff and then like looking back and be like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, girl.
Or how young-minded.
Please.
Or like being grateful that it happened because it taught you something.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So we talked a little bit about your 20s and work life. Around this time where you were serving and singing on the cruise ship and cleaning up the hotel rooms, what thoughts did you have? Like, what was the quality of your thoughts, if you can recall? Like, what was your headspace like at that time of your life?
Definitely. I've always wanted more. I always felt like I was meant for more.
Well, 'cause you are.
Yes. I always had that feeling like scrubbing that tub. And no offense to the housekeepers out there, because
Yes.
y'all hold it down.
That's hard work.
That is hard work. And my grandma, she retired as a housekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
I respect the work, trust me. But for me, I wanted more, and I felt like I was going to just burst at the seams.
You knew that there was something out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew there was something out there for me. So that's when I went to airline school. Yeah.
Airline school. Okay. What helped you make that decision?
So I actually had to mop the floor this day. Mop the floor in the lobby, and this construction worker walks by and spits his snuff by my mop on the ground.
On purpose? Don't be like that.
No.
People, do not be like that. I can't stand when people are disrespectful to janitors and housekeepers and stuff in that blatant way.
Yeah.
Like you just above somebody. Because this very well could be you.
Very well.
Mopping up this floor.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to hand you the mop to mop up your snot or whatever you just spit out of your body. Yeah. Just nasty.
Right. I wanted to stop him so bad. I was right in front of the media area in the hotel, and I was like, threw that mop down. I got on the computer, and I was like, I travel for a living, blah, 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 blah. You know, I Googled it. What comes up? The International Air and Hospitality Academy in Vancouver, Washington. And so I called.
Okay.
And they sent me a packet in the mail. And I'm looking through this. I'm like, hey, this looks really fun. You stay in the dorms. You get driven to the campus every day. You know, they have strict dress code. Of course, they have, regulations, rules, but all the curriculum. Like, I would graduate with a trade to be a certified airline specialist. So I was like, I got any job.
I don't even know what is this? So this is not flight attendant.
It's all of that.
It's all of it. Okay.
So basically, with being a flight attendant, it gave you a leeway, like a kind of like a pass.
Yeah.
To get on with the training. The flight attendants themselves go through training, and it's very intense.
Yes.
Yeah, they used to have shows about it.
Yeah.
It's very intense. Yeah, and some don't make it through, but at least they prepare us, for things like that. They teach us how to interview. We even had to wear little nanny heels.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. It was a great school. There was people from all over the world there. We had people from the Philippines. We had people from Ethiopia. I'm still friends with some of those people.
Yeah.
But that was a time in my life where I was alone. All the way on the West Coast. I had never been on the West Coast. And it was different. It definitely looked like Twilight. Yes, like I literally, when I would walk and walk and walk, and one time I ended up in the woods, and I was like, "This
is a vampire about to come?"
Right, like the music for I was like, "Oh, is a vampire gonna just jump out at me?"
Right, where the werewolves at?
You know how you have like the trees and like the sunlight is just beaming through the trees. What? So pretty.
Okay, so that was probably in your leisure time.
Oh yeah.
How long were you there?
6 months.
6 months.
And I'd be up day and night studying. That was not an easy school. No, it wasn't.
Okay, so how did that end up turning out for you? Did you end up getting a job at an airline company? What did you end up doing?
Yes, so I graduated. The next hour, I was on a flight back to VA.
Yeah. Actually got it. I don't want to do this.
It rained every day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about next.
Yeah, it rained every day.
That's just depressing over there.
It was. But I went on hikes to try to clear my mind. I wasn't around my family for months.
That's hard. No, take it from somebody. I've been living away from my family for like 3 or 4 years now.
Jeez.
So hard.
I bet it is.
It's hard.
That's a long time, too.
Not for the faint of heart. Yeah, just visiting for a few days.
You change within those years, But when I came back, I got a job at an FBO. You know what FBO is?
No, what's the FBO?
So an FBO is where they service private jets.
Okay.
Right? Every airport has them. Kind of. We just don't know about it because that's for private jets. For people who have their own airplanes.
Like Kim Kardashian's.
Right.
Got you.
Right. So when I worked at the one in Norfolk, I will never forget the day I met Pharrell.
You talking about Pharrell Williams? I'm sorry, kid. I love Pharrell. So wait, tell me. I didn't know this whole story.
And he was giving his concert Something in the Water, right?
Yes. It's a music festival, right?
2014.
Oh,
it's a Sunday.
Okay.
I know his aircraft is there, but I don't know if he's going to be. I don't know.
The way my heart would be racing,
honey.
Oh my goodness.
When I was at my desk and I saw him walking from the tarmac, I was like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
I would start crying. I don't know what I would have did. I love Pharrell.
He comes in and he asks me where the bathroom is. I'm like, it's right there, sir. Right there.
Oh my goodness.
So then he finally comes out. No, I went to the security guard and I was making sure we had coffee. Everything was stocked up. While he was in the bathroom doing his thing. And I asked the security guard, I was like, sir, can you please speak to him. Please, can I just get an autograph? Please. He was like, I said, look, I'm the only one here.
Right.
Nobody else is here,
Right.
just me. And I was like, you ain't gotta worry about it, you know?
I want to cry right now.
And so I ran back behind my desk just to make sure I was behind my desk when he came out. I didn't want to bombard him, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So he comes to my desk and I was like, Mr. Pharrell, can I please have your autograph? And he wrote on a piece of paper and he said, Pharrell, you know, Williams, and he put a happy face.
Happy.
And I was like, you know that song that you got on your album? You gotta go anywhere. He was like, do you know the meaning of that song? I said, no, but
You can tell me.
go ahead, tell me about it. You know, he was like, I gotta go. He was like, thank you for the fuel. Thank you for the catering. You know, I gotta get out of here. So I was like, it was nice meeting you. You know, it was crazy.
No picture.
No picture. I've seen Taylor Swift on that tarmac. I've seen Elton John on that tarmac.
Oh,
yeah, like
that's cool.
Man, when I saw Taylor Swift, all you could see was the lipstick. Like you couldn't see anything else.
Red.
Her aircraft was, yeah, girl, it was nice.
So wait, how much did you get paid for doing a job like that?
Not
enough? That's crazy. Oh my gosh. At least you had experiences like that you'll be able to carry on for the rest of your life.
It was great.
That's cool. I can only imagine that's probably what got you out of that job. More pay.
Girl, when I left that job, I went straight to Cape Verde.
Okay. Yes. Cape Verde is the island where your family is from, where your mom is from. Caribbean. Beautiful people out there. Yes. So what was that like?
It was great. I had never been around so many cousins and aunts and uncles. You know, I had never been around that. Right. You know what I mean? So to be around that was refreshing. And they helped me learn Creole.
Yes.
You know,
get in touch with your roots a little bit more. Yeah.
Here I am, 21 years old, learning how to speak the language I should have been taught when I was a kid, but it's okay. Yeah, it was such an experience. I would wake up in the morning and I'm like, what am I going to do today?
And the world was your oyster.
That was it. But my best time came when I played my violin with bands.
Wait, hold up. You got to take me back to the beginning with this too. We skipped over that. So you said 23 years you've been playing the violin.
Oh yeah, I started when I was 10.
So, okay, why?
Okay, so my biological dad, he played the violin when he was a kid. So when we moved from South Carolina, because he was stationed in Charleston when I was 9. So when I was 10, he got stationed back in Virginia. The school that we were going to, the area that we were in, had an orchestra program. And he was like, hey, Tiff, do you want to play the violin? And I was like, okay. And then, you know, he had Brittany doing it too, but Brittany couldn't stand it. You know, Brittany was like,
I loved it. I love playing the violin.
It's an escape.
Yeah.
Especially when you know how to play it.
You, my friend, know how to play it.
Girl, I have passed, like I've explained before throughout this podcast so far, I have been through so many things, but my escape was that violin. And I found myself in it. You know what I mean? Girl, by the time I was 14, I was playing at the Virginia Hall of Fame.
So the violin, you said your dad played the violin, and that's what started you to start playing it too. Now, you played at school, you played outside of school, both.
My mom really invested in me because she saw I had a gift.
Amen.
Yes. So, you know, I was 10, so 11, my dad was gone.
Okay.
You know, so I was playing in school. Shout out to Miss Patricia Rice.
All right, Patricia Rice.
My 5th grade teacher at Chittum Elementary School. I love you, girl. She was so good. Like I was last chair. I remember being in that trailer and I was sitting way in the back.
What?
But she saw something in me.
She gave you extra time?
Yeah, she poured into me. But then my mom also, there were 2 people in the neighborhood who gave violin lessons.
Amen.
Yeah. Chris Ferrara was my first private lesson teacher.
Wow.
Yeah. And my mom would drive me to his house. I'd stay there for an hour, I'd be there once or twice a week. And he would teach me songs from this playbook called Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Suzuki. Yeah. And so I would learn songs by Vivaldi.
Oh my God.
And like, girl, like just hearing myself play, I was surprised myself.
Yeah, like, and I was gonna say, well, what did that process look like if you came from being last chair in your school orchestra, and now in your neighborhood you getting lessons and learning songs by Vivaldi? So what was that process like, and what did it teach you?
It taught me discipline.
Yeah,
because I played my violin because I enjoyed it, but I practiced because I wanted to be good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What's it feel like whenever you are putting so much effort towards learning a new song, a new piece, a new technique, and then you finally get it. What does that feel like to you?
Oh my goodness. Like I just want to shout.
Yes.
It's so good because there's still some things I want to learn, you know, trills. I mean, I can do trills, you know, but can I really do a trill? I'm talking about like, you know, but there's so much to learn. And I love that about everything in life. You know, we can't just stop at one part. Like
there's always something to learn.
Yes.
Definitely. Okay, so the violin, you obviously played your whole life. You played through high school. Whenever this boy was telling you, Kevin was telling you, I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. Did you channel that emotion into like your music?
Yeah.
Did you always sing too?
No.
No? Okay. Okay. What got you into singing?
You know what's so crazy? That's funny you asked me that. I've been singing since I was 4. I was singing church, but it wasn't like I was a part of
a choir or anything
or a praise team. Yeah. The churches that we attended growing up were small.
Okay.
And so when we did attend a mega church, it was too big.
Right.
And there wasn't enough space, or I wasn't good enough, or you know, whatever. I just didn't want to go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do all that. Right. So I just did my own thing. And so I remember when I was in my school pageant, I think it was my senior year. Yeah, it was my senior year. Everyone's like, you need to sing, you need to sing. I was like, no, I'm gonna play my violin.
You would suppress that part of your life.
Right.
You wasn't using your voice.
Right.
You wasn't using your gift. Wow.
But it wasn't until, I kid you not, I mean, I would go, you know, I would do karaoke, I do those things, you know, stuff like that. But I would never post a video on Facebook. That's just not me. I just, no offense to anybody else who does that, because you know, you use your platform however you want to.
Exactly.
For me, I just wasn't
want to put it out there.
No.
Wow.
So when I came back from Cape Verde, we're going to fast forward just a little bit. When I came back from Cape Verde, I had come across this church. I lived in Roseboro. I moved to North Carolina. Lived in Roseboro.
Came back from Cape Verde, you moved to North Carolina.
Yes. And so, and then after I had Nala, I wanted to lead worship. So we had started going to this church in Clinton, and the worship was so moving. Like I had never listened. I grew up around gospel music. I love my gospel and my roots, you know what I mean? But I heard this song. I will never forget this song. Okay. And I remember walking through the doors. It was the week after Easter. I was still pregnant. And all I remember him singing, you won't relent until you have it all. My heart is yours. Beautiful. I didn't care how it sounded. I didn't care that it didn't sound like gospel. You know what I mean? It was the words. You know what I mean? You won't relent until you have it all. Okay.
That spoke something in you. That's
the God we serve. Yeah. I had been living in Cape Verde doing my own thing. You know what I mean?
Right. You won't relent.
Yeah, I come back.
That's the first message you hear.
That's the first message I hear.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I hadn't been in church in a long time. I was raised in the church. Yeah. You know, I wasn't going to church when I lived in Cape Verde. Before then, you know, I was in the world. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I was in the world. But I always felt like, you know, God was trying to call me. Yeah. And I was so stuck in my own ways, you know, that I was just so stuck in it. I was comfortable being who I was. But at the same time, I was missing something. Yeah. I had an emptiness.
You knew there was something more.
Oh, yeah.
You knew there was supposed to be something more.
Yeah.
So when you were living in Cape Verde, you said you're playing your violin is what kept you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
You would play with bands.
Yeah.
How did that go?
I can't tell you one particular time. My mom and my sisters, we were all there actually together. One of her friend's husband was in the band. He would sing. He would sing. His name was Jay. So Jay was like, oh, tell her to come to Monsusek tonight. We're going to be at that bar up at the hill playing, and there's going to be a band. And here I'm thinking, I'm like, well, where are they playing? Like, what am I supposed to do? You know, like, where are they playing? I've never been. I'm in a foreign country. Right. I don't know this music. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. Are you serious? You have so much faith in me. I'm flattered. You know,
this is like a chance that God is trying to give you, and you didn't even know what to do with.
No, and I'm freaking out. Okay?
Was this one of your first times playing your violin in front of people?
No. Oh no. At this point, I'm 19. I'm 20. Okay. Yeah, I'm not 20 years old. I'm 20.
All right. So what was it that made you feel that way then?
Because I've never played that type of music.
Right. And you didn't feel adequate enough. Right. Okay.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to relate. Right, exactly. Right. So, oh my gosh, girl, we walking in this bar. People automatically, and I see that now looking back, that when they see you with a violin, they're like, okay, she about to bring it. They're looking like, violin.
Okay.
Violin.
I love it.
I was like, oh man, they hyped me. Yeah. The way that the bar was set, like the band was in the corner, and everybody else was
Around
here.
Okay.
So my back was to here, like the audience, and we were in a circle. So they had the
bongos, the drums,
box, ukulele. They even had a saxophone there.
Good time.
Yes,
I should have been there.
Right, right. We started playing. I don't know what came over me, Anaya, but I went right in. I played, and I played the melodies, and I was flowing with them. That's never happened to me before. I didn't even know I could do that.
Gosh, that was God. Nobody but God.
I didn't know I could do that.
Moving through you.
Next thing I know, I turn around, bar full of people. They can't. There's not even seats.
Oh my gosh.
There's not even seats, right? And so when it was over, they were like, "Majum," which means one more, one more, come on. And I'm like, oh goodness. And then it spilled out in the street because the bar was closing. We're in the street, playing.
That's a time.
And I felt like, I can't even describe how I felt. I felt like my whole life was on fire.
That's amazing. That's amazing what music can do. Even love for music. Hello?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So that's been something that's been stuck in your life for all these years. That's a constant in your life. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
What do you think, when you look back at that time in your life, what did self-love look like for you?
For me, and it's not like an acceptance that you would think that you would want
Right.
from other people. It's just an acceptance within yourself. Growing up, always worried about if my outfit looked right.
Right.
If my hair was okay. Why?
Who you got to please?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
It took me a long time to realize that. And when I went to Cape Verde, nobody knew me there.
You was able to let go, be free in that way.
Right. I was so free. And I realized that I had a lot of chains. You know what I mean? I had a lot of chains, and I really cared about what people thought of me. Yeah.
Do you feel like you identify with people pleasing?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like that as a kid.